What pratishtha, sir? Desire to?
For prestige.
Oh, very bad. इसलिए बड़े प्यार.
Now Srila Gurudeva is continuing with the explanation of Sri Manasiksha Sri Raghunath Das Goswami according to the Bhajan Darpan commentary of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Now we have arrived at the 7th verse. Pratishta asa drishta sopachar ramani me ridinatet. In this verse, we find the answer to a question. What is the question? So far, Raghunath Das Goswami Pad has prayed to his mind, "Oh my dear mind, give up lust and sense gratification. Should give up all types of duplicity," and so on. But a question arises, even though a devotee has made a strong attempt to give up offenses, he has conquered sense gratification and so many anarthas, but still kapatata, that means some duplicity remains in his heart, haunting his heart. Why is it? He's renounced everything. He's overcome many problems, but duplicity remains in his heart. Why is that? And that will ruin his bhajan. So the answer is given here. That duplicity remains because there's some desire for reputation, pratishtha asha, the desire for name and fame, to be honored and respected by others. And this is the reason why duplicity will not go away. Srila Gurudeva explained that if someone is doing Harinam Sankirtanam, they're doing puja and engaged in so many limbs of devotional service, but they're not very attentive to overcome this anartha, then they will not be able to make progress. They cannot progress. So Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad, bringing our attention to this, he said, "Oh, we should pray to our mind. Pray very lovingly, oh my dear mind. As long as the unprincipled, dog-eating prostitute of the desire for reputation is dancing within one's heart, then how is it possible that one will be touched by pure bhakti? Why? Because Bhakti Devi is very soft-hearted, very graceful. So she'll not enter into the heart of a person whose heart is occupied by an unprincipled, dog-eating prostitute in the form of the desire for reputation. So it is not possible for the living entity to evict her from the heart. So what should he do? He should simply try to become the servant. He should render service to those very powerful commanders of the army of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of Srila Rupa Goswami. And by rendering service sincerely, without any personal motivation, to the powerful Vaishnavas, then by their blessings, that prostitute will be evicted from one's heart, and they will bless one with the appearance of immaculate Braj Prem. So in this 7th verse of Sri Manasiksha, the subject matter is discussed, Pratishta Asha. What is Pratishta Asha? Asha means the lalasa, the greed, the hankering for what? Pratishta, reputation. So, if a person has conquered all anarthas, but still, by their own efforts, it is impossible to conquer over this anartha. Impossible. This Pratishta Asha, the desire for reputation, is compared to Chandalini. Chandalini means a low caste, unprincipled woman who eats the flesh of dogs. So, the question comes, why is Srila Raghunath Das Goswami comparing the hankering for reputation to a dog-eating woman, Chandalini? So the answer is that the sadhak, even though they may be free from all other anarthas, they think that they're free from this anartha. They're very convinced, completely convinced. They'll not admit to anyone or to themselves. They think, I have no desire. I don't want reputation. I don't want to be honored by others. They will speak, afterwards they will think, oh, how beautifully I have spoken. And I have spoken in such a wonderful way. And somehow or other, they'll always try to hide their desire for pratishtha. But if someone will glorify themselves from their own mouth, then it's evident that this desire must be there. A person who has this pratishtha asha, they will never ever accept that this fault is there. And they'll try to hide it in so many different ways. So because they do this, then they're nirlajja, that means shameless. So in the same way as a low caste dog-eating prostitute has no shame, similarly, the person who will never admit their hankering for name and fame is completely shameless, and therefore pratishtha has been compared to Chandalini. Also because mundane fame, the taste of mundane fame is being compared to the taste of dog meat. So because they're engaged in tasting this, eating this, they're also Chandalina. Now, when this desire for pratishtha is there, different types of devotees, they manifest different types of duplicity. So that was discussed in the previous verse, and now there's some recap on that subject. The first type of sadhak is the swanishta sadhak. He does not follow any rules and regulations, but he tries to serve God according to his own conception. So that person, he wants to be recognized as being virtuous, benevolent, and free from pap, free from sins. Then, the pranishtita sadhak, he makes an external show of following all rules and regulations, but in his heart, he's actually still attached to so many mundane things. So his idea is, I am a devotee of Bhagavan. I understand things very clearly, and I am disinterested in material enjoyments. But his mind always dwells on those things, so he'll not admit it. Then the nirapeksha sadhak, the first two types of sadhak, swanishta and pranishtita, they are grihasthas. And the third type of sadhak, nirapeksha sadhak, he is in the renounced order of life. He thinks, I am a strict renunciate. I have perfectly understood all the conclusions of the Shastra, and my bhakti has reached the stage of maturity and perfection. In this way, he nourishes his desire for name and fame. So, as long as that desire is present, then duplicity will not go. And as long as duplicity is there, then sadhu prem. Sadhu prem means nirmala prem. Pure love will not come. So, someone may think, I have become perfect, I have attained pure love. That's easy to think. But actually, what is sadhu prem? What is pure love? Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has explained the unalloyed love in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1:4:1. There he said, Samyak masrinita swanto mamata tishayankita bhavasav eva sandatya buddhai prema nigadyate. It means that those who are learned in Bhakti Tattva, such as Rupa Goswami himself and all of our acharyas, they have concluded that when a person has come through the stages, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Rati, and entered into the stage of Bhav, and his heart is melting by the influence of Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma, the transcendental emotions of the eternal associates of Radha and Krishna. Now he's in the stage of Bhav, but this should progress even more. His heart was melting somewhat, but Samyak Masrinita Swanto, when his heart is totally melted, completely melted, that means that all the sattvic bhavs are manifesting, and strong desires for intimate service of his Ishtadev. At that time, the devotee experiences the Sangra Atma, very, very intense bliss, and Mamata Tishayankita, the appearance of excessive, condensed mamata or possessiveness for his Ishtadev. This stage is called prem, and that is what has been described here as sadhu prem or nirmala prem, pure transcendental love. Now, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his commentary is giving examples from the Shastra to show that Pratishta, the desire for reputation, is such a formidable enemy. It is so terrible that it is impossible to overcome without the mercy of Vaishnavas. Only by one sadhan he cannot attain it. It's not possible. By practicing sadhana bhakti under the guidance of Sadguru and Vaishnava, one may attain bhav. But to go from bhav to prem, this pure prem, sadhan is not the process. Prem is only attained by the mercy of Krishna and the mercy of his associates. But the mercy of Krishna and his eternal associates is completely subordinate to the mercy of the Vaishnavas, pure devotees. And therefore, it is stated in Vishnu Puran, Aradhananam Savesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param Tasmat Paratamam Devi Kriyanam Samachanam. See, Mahadev Sankarji is explaining to Parvati, Aradhananam Sarvesham, out of all the types of service, all types of Aradhana, worship, the best of all is Vishnu Aradhanam Param, the worship of Vishnu. What does Vishnu mean here? As stated by Shukadeva Goswami Pad in Srimad Bhagavatam, Vikriditam Vajra Badubir Idang Cha Vishnu. That Vishnu who is dancing in Rasa Leela with the gopis of Vrindavan, oh, that is Krishna. He is Radhakanta, Radha Rasa Bihari. The worship of that Vishnu is the highest of all. Yet still, Tasmat Parataram Devi, or Devi superior to this. What? Tadyanam Samachanam. The worship of his Tadya Vastu. Those who belong to him, his own, his nearest and dearest. Shrimati Radhika and her maidservants. And especially in this world, for the sadhak, the pure devotees. So, out of all the pure devotees who are supermost, the categories of devotees can be understood in terms of their Ishtadev. Who is their Aradhya Dev? So if a devotee is Aradhya Devi, Ishimati Radhika, Krishna's Parashakti, then they are the highest class of devotees. So without the mercy of those who are fully dedicated to the service of the lotus feet of Shrimati Radhika and realized on the transcendental platform, then it is not possible to attain the mercy of Sri Krishna, to attain this goal, the goal explained in Shrimana Shiksha. So now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3, Chapter 7, Text 19. There it is stated, Yat Sevaya Bhagavata Krutastasya Madhudisha Ratiraso Bhavet Tivra Bhadyo Vyasanardana. Yat Sevaya Bhadyo Vyasanardana. So, Yat Sevaya Bhagavata, by serving the Maha Bhagavat devotees, what benefit is accrued? Kutastasya Madhudisha. One will attain a rati. Rati raso bhavettiva. Very intense rati for the lotus feet of Kutasta, the Supreme Lord who is Kutasta. Kutasta, general meaning means fixed, unchangeable. But special meaning of Kutasta means who is situated on Kut. Kut means the tip of a mountain. So that means that Krishna who plays upon the top of Giraj Govardhan. Or also confidential meaning, who plays upon the heart of Radhika. So for that Krishna, Rati Raso, one will attain Rati. Not only that, Rati Raso means one will have the opportunity to enter into the Ras Lila of that Kutasta Krishna, that Krishna who plays his sweet pastimes at Giraj Govardhan. So, in other words, by serving pure devotees, especially by listening to their Harikatha, Hearing Krishna Leela from the lips of pure devotees has such intense potency that it will drive away all durvasana, all wicked desires, all attachment, all lust, which is the mool or the root of our material existence. Therefore it is stated, Bhakti param bhagavati pratilabhya kama ridrogam asya pahino chachirena dhiraha. Those who they hear very carefully and continuously with unflinching faith to the descriptions of Krishna's pastimes from the lips of pure devotees, what will happen? First, bhakti will come. Bhakti will appear in their heart. And along with the appearance of bhakti, the appearance of that bhakti will drive away, completely wash away, hridrog, the disease of the heart, kam. Pratilabhya kama means that devotee will attain kama rupa bhakti. In other words, devotional service in madhurya rasa. And then, tidyanam samachanam, they'll attain the service of Krishna's tidya vastu. That means the eternal service of the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika.
कथा बंद कर दीजिए.
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is continuing with his elaboration on the power of Vaishnava Seva. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, there it is stated, Bhakta Pada Dulyar Bhakta Pada Jal Bhakta Bhukta Avasheshatin Mahabhav. It means that directly all the scriptures have clearly stated that the remnants from the lips of a pure devotee, the remnants of his Mahaprasadam, the water which has bathed his feet, is Harikatha, and the dust of his lotus feet. They are so powerful, they can give praying. Why? Because the rays of Ladini Shakti emanate from the pure devotee. And the foot dust, the Mahaprasadam, the Harikatha, and the Charnamrita of the pure devotee are competent to transmit the rays of Ladini Shakti from the heart of the pure devotee into the heart of the sadhak.
Your thought participants here.
Now, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving another example from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. There is stated, Yavanti Bhagavat Bhakte Angani Katitaniha Prayastavanti Tad Bhakta Bhakte Api Buddha Vidhu. It means that after describing the 64 angas of bhakti, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad concludes that most of these 64 limbs of devotional service can be practiced in relationship to the pure devotee. So that devotee should be tattvavit, expert in all tattva siddhanta and rupanuga and rasik. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving another example from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Digambo Bedauta Pulaka Patali Manditatanum. In this verse it's stated, one person is expressing their own experience. One day I was walking and a person, they just walked onto the path of my vision. How was that person? Tears were flowing from his eyes. His body was drenched in his own tears. His voice was choked with emotion. The hairs of his body were standing on end, and he was staggering in ecstatic love for Shri Krishna. And only by seeing him, I don't know why, but now I've lost all interest in my household life and in pursuing ambitions in this material world. So, this verse gives an example of the power of sadhu sangha. Simply by very small amount of association, bhav was awakened in the heart of this person. Because the symptom of the appearance of bhav is detachment from this world. Natural detachment. So, in Jaiva Dharma, in the beginning of Jaiva Dharma, there's another example, very similar to this. There was one sannyasi. He was very learned in all the shastras. And he was a great philosopher. But he was an impersonalist. He was constantly meditating on the statements of Shastra which have been called Mahavakya by Sripad Shankaracharya. Aham Brahmasmi, Pragyanam Brahma, Savam Kavadam Brahma. And he was meditating on these things. But one day, a sadhu just walked past. He was weeping, he was trembling, and in great love he was calling out, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. And then that sadhu disappeared. So then that sannyasi, what happened? His mind was absorbed in Brahman, but all of a sudden he lost interest in Brahman, and his heart became agitated. He was very eager to find out that sadhu, but he had already gone. So he was very restless to find him, so he began to search. First he went to Vrindavan, but he could not find him there. And then he came to Navadvip Dham. And there he met with Prem Das Babaji. He told him, I was absorbed in remembering Tat Tvamasi. I am that, Nirvishesh Brahman. But then I saw this sadhu and my heart became restless and I lost all interest in Nirvishesh Brahman. He expressed his experiences. So this is the power of sadhu sangha. Srila Gurudeva gave another example, like Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He went to the West, and many persons, having no knowledge of devotion, only by seeing him for a moment, they became captive, completely captured, and they gave their life to his service. Therefore, such Vaishnavas are called Atulaniya Senapati, the incomparable generals in the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who are they? Like Rai Ramananda, Swarup Damodar Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and our Guru Varga. No one can become free from the anartha of Pratishta, but if they will remember, and they will pray, and they will serve such great generals in the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then very soon, by their mercy only, all their anarthas will be gone. The last anartha, Pratishta, will also be gone, and then their heart will be inundated with the immaculate Bhaja Prem. Gaur Premanande.
When I was a student, at that time, I was fortunate to see. I was returning from school and I saw same person like he was rolling on the ground, weeping bitterly and chanting Hare Krishna Nam, I don't remember, or Sri Krishna Chaitanya. At that time could not think that who is he, but now I think that it must be connected with Gaudiya Vaishnava. Otherwise this cannot be happened. So I am also some fortunate to see a person like this. Now, tomorrow, after Hari Katha, at 10, Mahaprasad will be ready. And it will be served to you. Buses will be there. So within 12, you should finish your prasad seva here, and with luggages all, you should come to buses and then ready to go to Paitha, Chandra Sarovar, and then Govardhan. You must reach before 5 or 4 because you will have to give places to live. So there is so much things to do. So you should announce also.
How you say it?
Los programas de hijo, ¿cómo van?
¿Dónde sabe que yo voy? He estado yendo como a la cepa por vía, por Cuya.
Así que ya para de regreso, ¿cuánto tiempo de